Welcome, take a breath, and let tonight's story bring you peace. Euphorbia and Violet, a radiant bond. This story is a magical encounter between a human named Euphorbia and a cosmic traveler named Violet, who share a radiant bond that bridges Earth and universe. Deep in the heart of the cosmos dwelled a traveler known as Violet, whose presence was a blend of shimmering nebulae and flowing comet tales. Her journey across the universe was one of discovery, and she had seen galaxies dance in spirals and stars giving birth to new worlds. From this particular journey, she stumbled upon a small blue planet, vibrant yet gentle, which echoed with quiet songs of peaceful harmony. From this planet lived Euphorbia, a human with a spirit as bright as the dawn breaking over the ocean. Euphorbia had a unique gift. Her ability to connect with the world around her for antipodes was unparalleled. Every sunrise felt like a new page of a book waiting to be read. Every sunset was a whisper promising dreams yet to be dreamt. When Violet descended onto Earth, she carried with her the radiance of distant stars and the wisdom of ancient constellations. Euphorbia, in her simple humanity, was intrigued by the cosmic traveler. One evening, as Euphorbia walked along the shore, tracing the patterns of time in the sand, she met Violet. Their encounter was like the meeting of dawn and dusk, a perfect blend of moments so profound they transcended words. Violet's presence was like a celestial spark, illuminating Euphorbia's understanding of the universe beyond her own. They conversed through thoughts and images that danced like light on water, each sentence a melody of discovery and wonder. Euphorbia shared stories of the Earth's gentle hills and vast oceans, while Violet spoke of nebulae expanding like silken tapestries of color in the cosmos. As days turned into weeks, their friendship grew, fed by curiosity and mutual respect. Euphorbia learned from Violet the art of seeing beyond sight, of feeling the pulse of stars and hearing the whispers of galaxies. Violet, in turn, embraced the warmth of human connection and the beauty of simplicity in everyday life. Under Violet's guidance, Euphorbia harnessed the radiant energy she felt within her and began painting the night sky with her own aura, creating constellations that sparked new life in the hearts of all who watched. These constellations were whispers of hope, light in darkness, and they bridged distances between lives on Earth and the expanse of the universe. As their journey together unfolded, Violet uncovered within Euphorbia the strength of her intimacy and how it could bring solace to the world. Euphorbia realized that Violet was not merely a traveler, but a guide, who had come not just to witness but to teach humankind how to illuminate their own paths. And it was time for Violet to continue her cosmic journey. Both felt an ache in their hearts, but their bond now painted across the sky would endure. Euphorbia stood beneath the stars, her heart filled with the radiant memories of their time together. She was a part of the universe now, forever connected to Violet, knowing that every night she gazed upward, she would find a piece of her friend shining brightly, whispering stories from afar. And thus, as Violet traversed the cosmos, leaving trails of radiance, Euphorbia cherished the gift of seeing all things with an enlightened heart, eternally connected by the boundless light shared with the cosmic traveler. Here bites the new story to soothe your spirit. Azalea and Peony, the Whispers of Shells. This story is about the bond between a girl named Azalea and a celestial being named Peony, connected by a magical shell. On a serene island, where the ocean met the sky and whispered secrets of ages, lived a girl named Azalea. Azalea adored the sea with all her heart, often spending her days collecting shells along the shore. Her favorite spot was a small cove hidden by towering palms and guarded by rocks that glistened under the sun's embrace. One day, as the sun cast golden hues across the gentle waves, Azalea discovered an unusually iridescent shell. It shimmered in her hand, emanating a warmth that felt almost alive. Captivated by its beauty, she pressed it to her ear to listen to the ocean's song, closing her eyes as a gentle melody flowed through her. In that moment, the world round her fell silent, except for the shell's harmonious tune. When she opened her eyes, she was no longer alone. Before her stood a being of ethereal light, radiant yet gentle, like moonlight frosting the sea peony, a celestial being. Peony's presence was calming, and her voice was the whisper of the breeze through the leaves. "You have found the shell of whispers," Peony spoke, her words enveloping Azalea like a soft lullaby. "It is a link between your world and mine." Astonished yet unafraid, Azalea asked how it had come to her. Peony explained that the shell sought those who celebrated the sea, those who could listen to its quiet stories. Every shell carried a memory of the ocean, tales of journeys and dreams of waves. Peony had been watching over the shells and those who were daring enough to cherish them. Together that evening, the human and the celestial being sat by the cove, exchanging stories carried by the sea breeze. Azalea shared her dreams and the names she gave to the shells she collected. In turn, Peony shared tales of stars mirrored in the ocean, of tides that danced to the rhythm of the universe. As the night wrapped the island in its gentle embrace, Azalea and Peony filled the air with laughter and camaraderie. Under the canopy of stars and the comforting symphony of waves, they wove a bond that transcended worlds. And as morning light wove golden threads through dawn's tapestry, Azalea held the shell close, realizing that it wasn't just a token from the sea, but a bridge to friendship that would always light her heart, just like the shimmering path over the water. The next story awaits, calm and peaceful. Tulip and Wisteria, the Shell Collector's Journey. This story is about a young girl named Tulip and her dog Wisteria, who discover a mystical shell that deepens their connection to nature. Once in a quaint seaside village, there lived a curious young girl named Tulip, who had a shimmering golden hair that danced with the ocean breeze. Tulip's faithful companion was a wise, gentle dog named Wisteria, whose deep emerald eyes reflected the mysteries of the sea. Together, they were known as the village's avid shell collectors, their reputation fueled by their fascination with the wonders that ocean shores offer. Each morning as the sun began its ascent painting the sky with shades of lavender and rose, Tulip and Wisteria would embark on their daily adventure. They wandered along the sand, where the gentle waves would greet them with the rhythmic beauty of nature. Tulip had a special basket made of intricately woven seaweed, which she used to hold the treasures they found. It was always adorned with tiny colorful shells. Wisteria, while unable to carry the shells himself, would sniff out the hidden gems beneath the wet sand, his nose leading them to places only he knew. One day as they ventured further than they ever had before, a mystical shimmer caught Tulip's eye. Nestled between two grand rocks was a shell unlike any she had ever seen. Its surface was iridescent, transforming from aquamarine to lavender with each turn, glistening under the sun in a manner that seemed otherworldly. Tulip's heart raced as she carefully picked it up, feeling its smooth surface. She and Wisteria exchanged a knowing look. This shell was special. Returning to the village, Tulip showed the shell to the elder, who recognized it from the ancient tales of their ancestors. It was the shell of serenity, a rare treasure believed to carry the whispers of the sea. Grasping its mystical power, Tulip and Wisteria learned that their beloved shells told stories not only of the ocean but of unity, harmony, and the profound bond between nature and humanity. As weeks went by, Tulip placed the shell of serenity alongside her other collections, enriching their understanding and appreciation of the oceanic world. Guided by mysterious instincts and Tulip's unyielding curiosity, they continued to discover new shells each day, not for their material value, but for the stories they held within. Their journeys were not merely about collecting shells. They were about connecting pieces of the earth with the tapestry of human experiences, teaching the villagers the beauty of nature's silent narratives. Tulip and Wisteria's adventures soon became stories shared by the villagers, inspiring a generation that looked beyond the horizon into the possibility that every shell was a vessel of age-old wisdom. And so, as the moon cast its silvery glow upon the village, each night, Tulip and Wisteria lay atop their sandy beds, dreaming of the next day's discoveries, their hearts forever opened to the tales of the sea. Let's explore the next peaceful journey. Blessings of Friendship, Tansy and Borage. This story is about Tansy, who discovers the hidden blessings of friendship with her goldfish, Borage, in their serene village pond. Once upon a time, in a small village nestled between rolling hills, lived a young girl named Tansy. She had large, curious eyes and a heart filled with wonder. In Tansy's village, there was a serene pond where she loved to spend her afternoons. One day, as the sun dipped low, casting a golden heat over the water, Tansy noticed a small goldfish that seemed to shimmer like the sun itself. She named him Borage, after the bright blue flowers she adored. Each day, Tansy visited Borage, bringing him little treats and speaking to him as if he were an old friend. Their bond was special, a gentle companionship that grew with every visit. Borage, with his smooth golden scales and quick darting movements, seemed to listen intently, his little fins flicking with excitement as Tansy shared stories of her day. As the seasons changed, and leaves painted the village in hues of amber and scarlet, Tansy found herself feeling grateful for the simple joy Borage brought into her life. She realized that even the smallest creatures could be a source of great comfort and joy. The pond with its whispered winds and gentle ripples became a canvas of tranquility and reflection. One crisp autumn afternoon, Tansy found herself at the pond feeling a bit down. School had been tough with difficult lessons and friendships that felt as if they were slipping away. She sat by the water's edge, her eyes glistening with unshed tears. Borage appeared with a gentle swish, his presence an immediate comfort. Tansy was silent for a moment before she began to speak, her words tumbling out as though Borage might understand her every concern. For her surprise as she spoke, clarity began to take shape in her mind. She realized that, just like the changing seasons, life too had its ebb and flow. Finding peace in her quiet corner by the pond, she resolved to cherish her friendships and face her challenges with courage. Her visits seemed to uplift her spirit and gave her strength she hadn't realized she possessed. With each passing day, Tansy learned that blessings often came in unexpected forms. What seemed to be a simple friendship with a goldfish had become a pillar of strength in her life. Borage, with his gleaming scales, was a reminder that love and companionship existed even in the most unlikely places. As winter approached, Tansy bundled up in her scarf and mittens, yet every visit to the pond was filled with warmth. Eventually the skies would lighten and spring would blossom anew, but the wisdom she gained and the gentle friendship with Borage would stay with her forever. In those quiet moments by the pond, Tansy discovered that true blessings were the bonds we form with one another and the courage to find beauty in simplicity. And thus this night before bed, she would whisper a silent thank you to the universe for the gifts of friendship, knowing the warmth of these blessings would carry her to sweet dreams. May this story stay with you as you drift into a peaceful sleep.